we have a friend here today, Asia Smith, and she has so many things going on. She's a partner with us here at Central Valley Talk, getting stuff going here in the community. Asia, welcome.
Hi,
Let's talk weddings first, and I'm going to ask you a bunch of questions you're not prepared for after that. Okay.
That's perfect.
So you help with weddings. You have a business. His Image
Consulting.
Who's his?
His image, actually, it's based off of a Bible verse. And the Lord God made man after his image and after his likeness. So that's where that comes from.
His Image Consulting. And trying to get your image right before the wedding or during the wedding. Now, what kinds of things you'll consult about what for the wedding?
Well, I have just recently partnered with a really good friend of mine, Miss Michelle Ryan, and she is a baker as well as a wedding planner, and we decided to put our heads together and form a consultation chapter for weddings, specifically for weddings. So anyone out there who they want to get married, but they don't know what resources to consult, wedding planners, or they cannot afford the traditional wedding planner, they can come to His Image Consulting, and we would be more than happy to work with them for a reasonable rate.
You can work within people's budgets.
Yes, we'll work within people's budgets.
Doesn't matter how big or small the wedding is, there's a lot to do.
Doesn't matter.
And you could easily outspend yourself if you're not careful.
Yes, indeed. And that's one of the reasons why having a wedding consultant may very well be a very good idea. And not that wedding planners aren't worth their weight. They are worth their weight in gold, but a consultant will actually help you execute your vision, rather than just taking over and, giving you all the things you may not need.
In the first meeting, how do they get the first meeting? Is it expensive just to come talk to you once?
No, usually consultations are about $50 for an hour. They come and they sit down, they talk about what they want to do, and then we prorate based off of what kind of services they want from us.
Okay, and sometimes you don't know what you want before you start.
Exactly.
You don't even think of some things. Oh, we need a musician. I didn't think of that. Oh, you need an officiant. Some people don't have a church or someplace where they get somebody to perform the ceremony.
Exactly.
There's a lot of things to think about. And also, these things book way in advance.
Yes, they do. They book way in advance. So typically about a year in advance would be good. It depends on how fast people want to get married. It really depends on the person. Some people have a whirlwind romance where they want to get married right away. Some people, they book way ahead in advance.
Some need to get married right away. It happens. I mean, we've been around a long time. We've seen it all, I think. So,
we have.
So a year in advance would be a good time to start locking in some of your vendors.
Yes, because a year in advance is when you really want to solidify your location, and then you can start plugging in things like your catering, decorations. If you're on a budget, it's definitely good to get started early, especially the brides. Get started early with gathering up things if you're going to get centerpieces, or at least get resources. So a book of websites, places that you want to go, registries, and things like that. Get started early.
The women should get started early. The men get started that morning usually of the
Yes.
wedding. What do we do? Put this on and go.
This is why we have brides to set everything in order, and mothers of brides to set everything in order, so the men can just relax and just show up. We just want you to show up.
Please show up.
And give your opinion.
Now, but you do some some music.
I do music. There are some people who may be on a budget that cannot afford a DJ. I do have a studio where I can actually put different songs together that can be very easily put in an MP3 form or on a CD that they can put into a disc player, and that they can still have their ceremonial music. And different things. And there are also some people, they like to do well-wishers, but they don't have time. They don't want a long, drawn-out program. So I also have video capabilities where they can just kind of do their well-wishes to a camera, and then they put that to a DVD, and we give it to the couple, and they can watch it later.
For later that they can get. Sometimes the brides and groups don't even remember the wedding. It's all so hectic, and those videos for later are very nice.
Exactly.
Now, so somebody wants to reach you about the consulting. Where do they start?
They start off with my email address, which is Asia, which is my first name, .smith, which is my last name, that's on the screen, at comcast.net. And all they would put in the subject line is wedding consultation. And I'll know what you're talking about.
Asia.smith at comcast.net.
Yes.
If you can't find Asia, call me. I'll give you her direct phone number.
Please call him.
Call me instead. Now, anything else on weddings we ought to touch on? I'm going to ask you about some other things.
Let's see. Weddings.
Just call her a year in advance. How about that?
Yeah, just call me a year in
Don't wait till the
advance.
last minute on weddings. It just doesn't work.
Don't call me a week in advance and say, okay, we need to plan a wedding in a week. That doesn't work like that.
Unless it's really an emergency, then.
Yeah, unless it's really, really an emergency.
Okay, new subject. So you have a show right here on Central Valley Talk.
I do. It's Jesus Will Fix It Ministries.
Willie?
So, yes,
There you go.
all the time.
All the time.
Every time.
Now, and it's on Mondays at...
Mondays at 7, from
7
7 to 8. And I think it replays several times during the
replays
week.
if you done. Before you go, I'm going to give you a list of those replays so we can
good, thank
keep
you.
watching for it. Yeah, Mondays at 7 p.m. and it's a great, great, great show. And we're also talking about maybe starting another spin-off network.
Yes, and I love the idea of the internet platform because it is global. Anytime you're talking about the internet, you're automatically talking global. And so a new network would be wonderful where it's 24/7 Christian broadcasting television. So
That anywhere in the
looking forward
world
to
could be
that.
ministered to.
Yes, I love that.
And I just got to warn you, North Korea doesn't get us. They blocked us. Yeah. We'll get in. We'll sneak
We'll
it in
pray.
somehow. Yeah, we'll pray.
We'll pray them through.
Okay, so, and you could watch that anywhere. Watch Jesus Will Fix It Memories on Ministry.
Ministries.
Jesus Will Fix It Ministry on your iPhone, your
Yes.
iPad, your desktop computer. Now a lot of these smart TVs can get Central Valley Talk too. So
Oh, wonderful.
We're seen by anybody and everybody 24 hours a day.
that's great.
And Jesus Will Fix It Ministries is one of our best shows. So
Thank you.
Anything you want to add about anything else in the world?
Please, please, please watch Central Valley Talk.
Yeah.
I love this guy. This guy is
CentralValleyTalk.com.
cool.
Oh, and what the new network might be called? What? I forget.
The new network might be called, I think it was Truth Network or Pathways
Truth
or
Network.
something like
We're
that.
looking for the domain that we can afford.
Yeah.
The one that costs $3, hopefully.
Yes.
All right. Well, we will be back with more Central Valley Wedding Show right after this.